Hello friends, how are you? I hope you're doing well. It's been a while since I last filmed a talking video, and honestly I did film a few things previously, but I still have not got into editing, so I hope to get to it very soon. Anyway, in today's video, I'm very excited to share with you a new haul that I got from a secondhand store. So these items are all thrifted, if you could believe it or not, and I'm very excited to introduce them to you, especially this machine here. So a bit of context, there's a secondhand store called Jalan Japan in Seremban, Malaysia, where I'm staying. And every time I go for a grocery run, I also tend to visit this store because it's in the same building. Although I try to avoid doing that because time can really pass by very fast when I'm in that secondhand store. But anyway, today I would like to show you what I got from my recent haul to Jalan Japan, and it is one of those days that I think I got a very good find from the visit. So I got a few stickers, and I already used one of those. So this is like a Lilo and Stitch Disney stickers, and I used up one of it, and it's a simple sticker. I think it costs ringgit. And I also found this interesting index stickers. And if you know me, I am quite obsessed with index, and this time I found like a black. I think you can write them on with a marker, like one of those marker that you can write with on a black paper. The thing about the secondhand store is that those items could be from, I don't know, years ago, right? So this sticker, I feel like I have never seen this kind of sticker sheet made by Pentel. It's probably already discontinued, I'm not sure, but it's really cool to find that. It's quite interesting. And there's another item from Pentel as well, which is this hybrid memo series. And as you can see at the back here, so it is stored like how you store a CD. And behind you can see that it's actually just a monthly sheets, and you can write down with this kind of pens that is writable on a black. I don't know what they're called anyway. So if I open it, it goes like this. So you can actually put them on a stand like that. And inside here, there's 3 colors: black, this red wine, and this dark blue color. Here it's called black, wine red, and navy blue. So there's 3 colors, and there's a bit of a texture on the paper as well, which is very interesting. So the next is this sticker that I find interesting, and apparently it's used to cover up like the address when you post out a letter. And I don't know, I just find the pattern here with the combination of the Japanese letters to be very interesting. So in close up, this is the pattern on it, and it is a sticker. It looks like that. And I just think that it might be interesting to use it for journaling or some scrapbook. So yeah, I got them. So these are the stickers. So the number one thing that I wanted to show to you today is this item here. So this is it's honestly a very expensive item actually, but I only got it for 6 ringgit. Can you believe it or not? I feel very surprised. I feel like I was very lucky on that day to be able to find this. It was just sitting in between piles of paper, and it's like that when you go to Jalan Japan. When it comes to the stationery section, they have a variety of things which I really love, and they are actually kind of organized, but sometimes there's also like a bunch of things piled on top of each other, and in between those things I discovered like this yellow box thing, and I just pulled it out from the pile, and turns out it's this thing. And I was very, very, very shocked. I was like so excited to be able to find this. So what is this actually? It's actually from a brand called King Jim. It's a Japanese brand because it's a Japanese secondhand store, and this is actually a label maker. So honestly, I actually have a label maker, which I would probably show up in a picture somewhere, but I don't like that label printer because I have to connect it with a phone to be able to use it, and it kind of like mess with the flow of trying to journal if I pull out my phone. So the reason I like this is because you have the keyboard already on the machine itself. The first time that I discovered this kind of label printer is when I watched like a Korean stationery videos, and they have label printers similar like this, and the one that I watched was in Korean, and so the label printer was in Korean, which I would also love to have one day, but this one is the Japanese version. So you actually have the Roman alphabets here, but you can also write down the hiragana and katakana with this machine. So during when I found this in the store, I can just test out if it's working, and I already test out in terms of putting in the batteries, and it did turn on. All the keys turned out well, but I just don't know if it can print well or not, because how this thing works is that behind here you can open it like this, and this is where the battery goes, and it takes up 6 AA battery, which is quite a lot, but because it's a AA battery, so it's really easily accessible and you can find it easily. And this is where you put the label tapes. So when I was testing it in the store, it was working perfectly fine with the battery, just that I cannot test if it printed well or not. So today we're going to test that out, because I've ordered some label items online, and they finally arrived. So these are the labels that I got, but before, I think so. Let's open up the label first. So let me just close this first so that I don't get okay, so let's just put this aside first and look at the label tapes. Okay, so I got them from Taobao, which is a Chinese e-commerce platform, and it's not the genuine label tapes from the King Jim brand, which you can also buy. It's not that one, because the original is super expensive. So I just got like the third party kind of tape, which should work as well as the original. So let's open this. I probably should have just buy only one first and test out if this machine is working, but I just can't resist it and just bought a few of the tapes, and hopefully they are all compatible as well as this machine is working. So I got the red on white and the white on red label tapes. This is the black, the white on black, and the black on clear, the blue on white, and the white on blue. So, moment of truth. Let's check them out. So let's go with this white, the blue on white version. Okay. So open this first. And we'll have to insert some batteries. Okay. So we need the positive and negative. 5, 6. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's see if it turns on. Yes, it does. Right? So this is how it looks. So for this particular version, it supports the width of the tapes. It supports from 4mm up until 18mm. So it's 4, 6, 9, 12 and 18mm. Honestly, I've been trying to find like a 4mm label tapes, but I don't think they make it anymore. But anyway, so we're going to try the 18mm first. So I'm just gonna off this first, turn the back and open this. Yes, so this is how it looks. So this part should go out of the, like that. So this is where it will be printed. Yeah, it will be printed here. And I think just like that. Let's see if it's working. So let's close this back. Wait. Should just make sure it's aligned properly. And turn this. Let's open this. On. So let's choose 18mm. So let's give this a try. So I'm gonna choose the 18mm. Click OK. And let's try typing. So I have the option, 4 options. One is the ABC in alphabet uppercase, and the lowercase ABC, and the hiragana, and the katakana. So let's go with the hiragana and type in kawaii. Kawaii. Why is it not changing though? I have here with me the manual for this printer, so it's this one. So this is the brand, King James. So in the official website, you can see that this machine retail for 8,000 yen, and that is like a huge price difference with how much I got this for, which is just 6 ringgit. And I feel very lucky to be able to get this. So you can see here, one cool thing about this machine is that you have the icons built in, and it's the Rilakkuma icon, which I find very adorable. And you can print out 2 lines, and there are also 3 type of fonts, and you can also mix between the outline, the shape outline of a Rilakkuma bear and the alphabets. And you can also write horizontally or vertically. So those are the features. So I figured out how to get this working. So let's start from the beginning. So let's turn this on first, and you will choose the width of your label tape. So I'm gonna use 18mm for mine, because the blue on white is 18mm. And then we can choose the types of characters. So there's actually 4 types of character. You have the hiragana, katakana, the uppercase alphabet, and the lowercase alphabets. And I'm gonna go with the hiragana. So initially when I try to type in the hiragana, it's not displaying as I expected, because it depends. You can also change how do you write. So you press shift and the alphabet. So when you want to input the katakana and hiragana, you can choose the way you want to input, either using romaji or the other one is the kana method. So I prefer the kana method because I can select the character much more easier. So I'm gonna select kana, and here are the alphabets for hiragana and katakana. So let's say I want to write kawaii, so I go to K, the ka, ki, ku, ke, ko, so ka, and wa, and e goes with, you have to press twice, a, e. So it goes in that order, a, e, u, e, o. So if you're familiar with the Japanese language, you know that's how it works. There's the alphabet order, so kawaii, and I can press OK. Kawaii. And I can insert some emojis. So the advantage of this version is that you have a list of emojis, and in this design it's the Rilakkuma emoji. So you have all these available emojis. You have the Rilakkuma, the Korirakuma, the Kimoitori, Oyatsu, Komono. So all of these are available. You have the bigger ones as well. So in the manual, you can see all the available emojis and the banners that are available. So let's try with a simple emoji. So in order to access the emoji, you just have to press this one, emoji, this button here. Press emoji, then you can select, do you want the Rilakkuma? There is also the emoji, irasu, the marker, and some symbols. So we're gonna go with OK, the Rilakkuma, and we're gonna press emoji, and then here you can choose the different sections here, the different characters. So you have Rilakkuma, Korirakuma. So let's go with Rilakkuma. So I'm gonna choose the basic Rilakkuma, and you have all these characters. So let me go and select, let's try this one. Okay, kawaii. So you can also preview how it looks by pressing this button, preview, and it will preview how it looks like this, kawaii. You can also change the font here. So if you want to go with a different font, Gothics, there's a Gothic font, antique font, and the normal font, Tegaki font. So let's go with the Gothic. Okay, so once you're ready to print, just press this and it will come out like this, kawaii. And you can push this button to cut it, and there we go. So as you can see, the characters is a bit bigger compared to the emoji, so I need to fix that. Let's see. You can change the settings of the font size here. So you have big, you have very big, medium, and small. So let's go with the small this time, and if I preview this, I'm not sure how different. So let's try a smaller tape cassette. Let's go with 6mm this time. So let's off this and change the tape. I find that the 18mm might be too big, so let's give yeah, so 6 millimeter is super small, so maybe I want something a bit bigger. Maybe 9 millimeter would be better. I think 9 or 12 is like a middle ground. 18 might be too big, 6 might be too small, depending on how you want to design your tapes. So let's give this one a try. Oh no. This is how the 9 millimeter, so this is red on white, so you have the red portion here and the base as the white. And let's just put it here. And make sure we align it properly. And on. So that was 9 millimeter. We're gonna choose 9 millimeter. Okay. And preview. Okay, so because we are using a smaller tape, so I can increase the font size. Let's go for big. Let's see how this goes. And whoops. Okay, so by pressing OK, you can go to the second line. I'm just gonna go with one single line first and print. So it's gonna be okay. Kawaii. Okay, I think this size is perfect. So we are using the 9 millimeter tape size, and the font is the big font. And I think it turned out very pretty. So yeah, so this is how it looks. It's very cute and very easy to use. Kawaii. Kawaii. There are excess of the maybe I'll try to write とてもかわいい。とてもたちすてとたちすてとてもまみむめもとても and put a space, and maybe I'll add another emoji at the front and emoji. Let's go with the Rilakkuma, and okay. とてもかわいい. Let's see if we can increase the font to be the very big font and see how it looks. So let's print. It's gonna be a total of 6 cm and one line of things. Oh, okay, it is very big, the font. And this is the result. So in comparison, this is how it looks. So this is by using the very big font, and this is just the big font. I think the big font is much more better. Not too big, not too small, but yeah, either of these are good actually. It depends on your use case. And I find the emoji to be smaller than I expected. I wish it's bigger. And if you notice between these two, the emoji also changes depending on the size that you choose. So this is the big character size, so the character is actually cut. But if you go with the very big size of the font, then you can get a much more fuller emoji view, like that, if that makes sense. Yeah. and comparing with this is the one that we are using with the 18mm tape size and the very big font size, so the character is also bigger. I do wish that the character is like much fuller. It like fill the space much more. But yeah, so I'm gonna play around with this thing and maybe update you again sometime soon in after a few days and see how it goes. And I think that's all for today. I'm gonna have to go and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.